This is Jason Mclean, 135-pounder contender out of AMA Fight Club, New Jersey. Came to AMA because a friend of mine got signed with the UFC. Came up here with him a couple of times, and Mike Constantino actually ended up being part of his management company, MVC Management.
Mix it up. Atta boy. Good. 2 down the middle. Wow. 30 seconds.
Started coming up here and training, and after training by myself with a couple other guys for a long time, the level of training, being here with Charlie Brenneman, Greg Soto, Jim Miller, Dan Miller, Sean Santella, Shorty Rock was one of the best 125-pounders probably in the world. You can't really beat it. Anybody who's in the MMA knows what AMA Fight Club is about. So, you know, that's the benefits of being here. And then to have a guy like Mike Constantino and to pick his brain, Jamie Cruz, who's the head jiu-jitsu guy, Gunsock, who's the head Muay Thai guy now. These are all Jersey guys, and if anybody knows anything about Jersey, everybody in Jersey's kind of linked up. That's a good way of describing it. Everybody here is pretty much Jersey proud. And you have guys that come from out of state. You have guys that come from Vegas, North Carolina. You have guys that come from Ohio, everywhere just to come train here. I don't know if you want to come train at the best, you come to AMA, I guess that's the bottom line. I came out of college a wrestler. I was a D3 All-American in my college in Pennsylvania at Muhlenberg. Played some other sports, was predominantly a wrestler. I wrestled at Blair Academy, which is a pretty well-known high school wrestling team. I really just got in MMA, just trying to something to do and be competitive. Ended up doing all right and winning a few fights, so ended up going pro eventually and winning a few more fights and beating a few really good guys and kind of getting my name out there. Honestly, I fell in love with the sport because of the competitive edge. It's the closest thing to wrestling as you're going to get. It's one person in front of you. It's not 10 guys and 10 guys. Not to take anything away from a sport like basketball or football or baseball, but it's just you and somebody else. And of course, the physical part is crazy. Your endurance has to be up. I've done more strength and conditioning in the last 7 months or a year than I've ever done in my life. And that's probably something I took for granted before because I was always pretty athletically and physically gifted. But now I got to work harder to keep up with guys that are doing the same thing. So whether it's doing sprints, doing box jumps, throwing medicine balls, doing handstands, whatever it is, you got to keep pushing your body. And this sport pushes every single part of your body.
Guys, first round, striking only. We have a 5-minute round. We're going to go striking only. After this, we're going to do some specific stuff for the guys that are fighting.
I've had to learn how to obviously become a striker and combine that with my takedowns and learn jiu-jitsu and learn to get a little bit tougher, you know, learn to fight through different kinds of pains after being like just a one-sport guy for a long time. So that was really my progression.
Combinations, footwork.
My first amateur fight, I tell people the story all the time. I got jabbed in the face the first 5 seconds, and I'm like, whoa, like it's almost like you forgot that you could punch, you know what I mean? It's like almost learning to walk all over again. And then all of a sudden you got to combine it in with takedowns. It takes a lot of work, and that's why you're kind of in the gym 6 days a week. Sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day.
We got to be relentless with that. We got to be a dog. Keep coming.
And there's no such thing as taking a day off or a minute off or a second off with MMA. If you do, you're going to end up on your back knocked out or tapped out or something broken. It's not a sport for the faint of heart. It kind of reminds me of the gladiators back in the old days. So it's something I fell in love with. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do it my whole life. But for now, it's what I love and what I love to do. And I've made a lot of sacrifices to do so. I miss out on a lot of time with family and, you know, with kids and everything else. And I've had to sacrifice a lot to get to where I am. So I want to get the most out of it and keep working towards that. And like I said, get back to the major shows and major productions and just get the most out of it while I can.